What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Dr. Curtis O's YouTube channel. But before we get started, you can see I'm not wearing a surgical cap. That 2-month drought of no haircut is over. Your boy's looking clean. Yes, sir. But anyways, let's get going. This is my office. This is where I spend a lot of my time at. So in upcoming videos, we're going to do a lot of content in this office. So y'all get used to seeing these 3 walls and this glass sliding door. Now, before we get into the content that I'm going to provide, I want to go over a few house cleaning items, or housekeeping items to be exact. First and foremost, guys, please, if you like the content that I'm providing, please hit that like button, subscribe down below, and leave a comment or two, and I promise I'll get back to y'all. I promise. Number 2, a lot of people have reached out to me, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, about my kicks with scrubs. And if I wasn't showing my kicks, they would want me to just show a quick second of what I'm wearing. So that's what we're going to do now, because again, like I told y'all before, I like to keep engaged with my audience. So today I'm wearing my gray lime green Vapor Max. These are actually really comfortable, and I actually bought these a couple of months ago. So yeah, there's that. Another thing that I want to address, even though it's minor, is that for the purpose of these videos, so that I am comfortable, I am not using my office chair. I guess I'm using, it's a bar stool or some kitchen, or I don't know. But this is what I'm gonna be using. So again, this is very minor, but I just felt like I need to bring that up. The 4th housekeeping item and the last one is, guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment or two. And I think I brought that up with the very first one. I think I did. Well, there's a reason why I did that, because guys, this is very, very important to me. So please, please, please do those things. It will help me grow my channel so that I can reach a bigger audience. Now, in this content that I'm going to provide, we're going to do my life up to college. And then the next video, we're going to do college life, the medical school life, the residency life. Y'all get the picture. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like giving y'all all this information before we actually dive into the medicine content will help put everything together, so that y'all have an idea of how I think, how I like to do things, and it all makes sense. Now let's get started. My name is Curtis Ndubisi Apara, and if you haven't noticed, my last name is Nigerian. As I stated before, I was born and raised here in Houston, Texas, so that makes me a first-generation Nigerian. Also, for those who live in Houston or are familiar with Houston, up until about 11 years old, I lived in A-Leaf, southwest side of Texas, before moving to Missouri City and Sugar Land, where I went to Hightower and Dulles and graduated from there. I come from a family of 6, both my parents, myself, and my 3 siblings, with me being the oldest and my sister being the youngest. We come from a very, very strong medical background. My dad is a director of pharmacy. My mom has her PhD in nurse administration, where she had her home healthcare field. Again, as I stated before, I'm a doctor. My brother, who's the second oldest, is a middle doctor as well. My other brother is the rebel, the outcast of the family. He chose law, so he is the lawyer of the family. And then there's my baby sister. My baby sister is a nurse practitioner. So that is my family in a nutshell. Now let's get back into myself. Now with regards to myself, like I told y'all before, I like to be transparent. So I'm going to give you a lot of information that a lot of y'all probably don't know about me. And that's actually including my parents. So mom and dad, if y'all are watching this video, please shut it off right now. Immediately. If I don't shut it off, y'all have been warned. And if y'all still want to watch it and y'all don't feel like y'all want to be warned, just take whatever I say and just throw it away immediately, okay? I just wanted to get that out there real quick. Now, my life before college. It was an interesting one, to say the least. With me being the oldest, obviously with Nigerian parents, if you don't know, Nigerians in general, especially the parents, are very, very strict because they want the best for you. So they want you to succeed and become successful. So I love my parents to death. That's how they were. They wanted me to do things that they couldn't do. Now, with that being said, I knew that, but I still wanted to be a rebel. And so I wanted to have fun.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things, to drive into a car.
So did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Looking back at it, was it fun? Yes. Was it bad? Yes as well. But that was just who I was. You know, that's just what I wanted to do. So before college, some of the things that I did. 1, I fought a lot. Fighting is what me and my friends love to do, whether it was fighting in the neighborhood, whether it's fighting at school, whether it was fighting with other rivals at designated locations. All I want to do was fight. And I don't know why, but it was just something that we like to do, and so that was a big part of my life before college. And not only did I do fighting, we did a lot of boxings as well. So obviously now I don't fight anymore. But what I do is boxing. I go to a boxing ring that's close to where I work at. And that's where I like to exercise at on top of my lifting weights and so on and so forth. Another thing that I like to do back then was, or didn't like to do, was study. That was not my forte. I did not like that whatsoever. When I would go to school, I would be one of those guys that would study 15 minutes, an hour before exam, the day before the exam. And fortunately for myself, I would still do pretty well. But in those instances where I did not do well, or the test just seemed like it was just way too hard, I would be one of those guys where next to my name I would put, God is with me, and hope that my teacher would show me mercy. But a lot of times that didn't happen. They would just give me an F instead of giving me a D or something like that.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But that didn't happen too often, but still, that was something that I didn't like to do, was just, I didn't like to study. You know, I just wanted to just go out and have fun, party, chase girls, so on and so forth. Another thing that I liked to do back then was try to get into these 18 and up clubs. Me and my boys would be 15, 16, 17, try to get in these clubs, and a lot of times it didn't happen. But in a few instances that it did was because we had facial hair. But you know us, everybody wants to be older than their stated age when you were younger. You know what I mean? So that was, for us, we wanted to be around the older crowd. We wanted to have fun, so on and so forth. So that was another thing that I like to do. And I'm sure a lot of y'all who are watching this right now can relate. Another thing that I did that is kind of tied to me going out was, Mom and Dad, again, if y'all are listening, please just turn this off. But I have to say it. So obviously with me being Nigerian, parents being strict, and again, I love them for that. I was a rebel at times, and we had curfews that was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and a lot of times people are going out at 9 and 10 o'clock. So I did sneak out a couple of times, just a couple. But that was something that, you know, was part of who I was. That's just what I wanted to do, because I felt like that gave me a rush, that let me be who I wanted to be at that age. Another thing that I did was I got a tattoo at the age of 17. And it wasn't even a big tattoo, but it was a small tattoo across my left arm that said my middle name, Ndubisi. I would go to high school, walk around the high school hallways with my sleeve up. You couldn't tell me nothing. And when I mean nothing, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I would hope someone would say something, because obviously I like to fight. So I was ready to buck at anybody. But yeah, that's when I got my first tattoo, and that kind of rolled on. I got more and more. As you can see, I'm kind of pretty tatted up from my arms to my chest and down my ribs. Another thing that I enjoyed doing before college and even leading into college was sports. Sports. Whether it was my first love, which was basketball, track, and football, which has kind of took over now. That's why my physique and my fitness and everything that I do now is second nature for me, because I've been doing that since I was little. But even getting into sports, whether it was basketball, fighting, track, fighting, football, you guessed it. So you kind of see a trend here with all this fighting that I used to do. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, that was just a few things that, you know, that I did before college that actually put me in jeopardy of not doing well in the long run. But fortunately for myself, I was able to not let that affect me in the long run. And honestly, I think I got lucky. I was blessed to not be able to let that drag me through college and so on and so forth. But that was just, you know, I just wanted to be around my friends. I wanted to do hood rat things with my friends, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's one part of my life. The other part of life is, as I stated before, I'm Nigerian. I'm born and raised here, but my family and we travel to Nigeria quite a bit. We try to go every 2 to 3 years because we do mission work there. We like to enjoy ourselves. 99% of my family's out there. And so that's something that's very, very big. That's something that's very, very big for us. Because we never want to lose our Nigerian culture. We never want to lose our heritage. So if you haven't been to Nigeria, if you haven't really researched it, I advise everybody to go, especially Lagos, because if you go to Lagos, it's very, very, very similar to Las Vegas these days. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube, go on wherever, and I promise you, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's my life pretty much in a nutshell before college. There's a few more things that I did that I can't really put on camera. Now, if you know me, you know me, then you know what those things are. But I can't talk about them. We're going to leave it off camera and move forward. So that was it pretty much for this particular video. In the next video, we're going to do college. After that, medical school, then residency. And then we're going to get into the meat of the content that I really want to provide, which is medicine in itself. So again, guys, please, if y'all enjoy the content I'm providing, please hit that like button, subscribe down below, and leave a question or two. And I promise I'll get back to y'all. Take care and God bless.